Medfield in Holliston, Massachusetts on Friday, October 6th for SportView's award-winning production of Holliston Panther Football 2017. It's found only on HCAT TV. Tonight, the Panthers host the Medfield Warriors on homecoming night. My name is Tom Emmons, and alongside is the color man who always cuts a rug on homecoming, the legend, Jay Wyman. Jay, Holliston is 2-0 in the Tri-Valley League and faces another tough team in Medfield who's coming off an overtime loss to Hopkinton. What can we expect to see tonight?
Well, tonight, first of all, Tom, you're going to see two teams that really, really need this game. Now, Medfield needs it a little bit more than Holliston, but both these teams need this game for playoff implications. But I think what you're going to see tonight is two teams that are pretty evenly matched. Holliston may have a little bit more speed. Medfield may have a little bit more size, but they both have really good offensive lines, good defenses, and they both have quarterbacks, running backs, and wide receivers that are really, really playing well. So you're going to see a game that's probably going to be pretty exciting tonight.
Captains out for the coin toss, number 72, Scott Elliott, number 53, Alex Kelly, number 4, Ryan Benko, number 8, Brad Seymour, number 54, Will Soloyer, number 34, Ben Thomas. Panthers come into this game with a record of 3-1, averaging 29 points a game on offense. Their head coach, Todd Kiley, in his 15th season with the Panthers, a record of 127 wins against 38 losses. He's 12-2 against Medfield in his career. Medfield with a 3-1 record, averaging 38 points a game on offense. Their head coach, Eric Ormberg, in his 7th season with the Warriors, his record is 31-39. Home field has been good for the Panthers. Since 2009, they are 42 wins and 6 losses, an 88% winning percentage. So they like the home cooking here at Comedian Field. And Holliston will defend the Hollis Street end and receive the ball. We'll be back with the opening kick in just a moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please rise. Players, please remove your helmets. We welcome the Holliston High Panther Big Red Machine Pep Band, who this week, more than ever and as always, we honor the spirit of America with the playing of our national anthem.
And now HCAT's onboard statistician, Carlos Canto, with Los's pregame lowdown.
Hey, thanks, Tom. So tonight I think the Holliston coaching staff is going to look to improve on third down against Medfield. Panthers have been uncharacteristically inconsistent on third down this season, converting only 29% of all third downs. You contrast that with the last 3 years. Playoff team last year in 2016 and the 2 Super Bowl seasons of 2015 and 2014, Panthers averaged 43% on third down. So will they turn that stat around? We'll find out starting tonight.
Thank you, Los. And tonight, HCAT for the first time ever is streaming on Facebook Live. So hopefully plenty of you are enjoying your Panther football from the comfort of your own home or your cellular device or laptop. Medfield ready to kick off. Back to receive the kick for Holliston. Number 8, Brad Seymour. Number 3, Mike Nash. And it's a squib kick that bounces on a hop to Ben Wolf, number 9. Wolf crosses the 35 to the 37. And that's where the Panthers will start, 1st and 10. This Panther offense up front, number 72, Scott Elliott. Number 54, Will Solorier. Number 53, Alex Kelly. Number 50, Sam Lynch. Number 57, Will Crowley.
Holliston's going to war. They use a war offense right off the bat.
The war offense, number 11, Henry Naughton is the quarterback. Jake Armstrong, number 5 at one wing back. Number 8, Brad Seymour at the other. Pitches to Seymour, number 8. Works his way across the 40 to the 41-yard line. Other members of the starting offense, number 32 is sophomore Dylan Ibbotson. Number 43, Topher Ryan is one tight end, and number 44, Connor Mulvaney at the other tight end spot. So gain of 3, 2nd down and 7 for the Panthers. This time they're in the spread offense with Ryan Benko at the quarterback spot. Kevin Quinn in motion. Benko fires, incomplete, intended for Seymour. That'll bring up 3rd down and 7.
One of the things you notice about the defensive backfield for Medfield, they play a little deep. They don't pick up the receivers too early, so you can play those short flat areas that they have out here on the flats. You can also, they're also a very aggressive team, so you can use screens and reverses to take them out of their aggressiveness a little bit.
Benko fakes. Ball got tipped at the line, intended for Quinn, incomplete. That's going to bring up 4th down and 7.
Well, the guy who tipped that is Mitchell Gonser, the quarterback for Medfield.
So Panthers with a 3 and out, their first time on offense. Topher Ryan, number 43, the punter. Got a good kick. Bounces at the midfield 30. Takes a Panther bounce down to the 28-yard line.
Well, for Medfield time, you're going to see a quarterback who's really accomplished. He's a good passer. He has good pocket presence. He's a good, very, very good running back. He's kind of big, kind of built very well for a quarterback. See a lot out of him. His running back, Junter, his main running back, is also very good. Not exceptionally fast, but a very good runner. And he has 2 really strong wide receivers in Dubs and Williams.
So Mitchell Gonser, number 5, the quarterback, hands off to Ginta. And Ginta splits the Panther defense and heads up field. Chased down by Brad Seymour inside the 20-yard line.
On the carry. Brought down by number 8, Brad Seymour.
Well, Medfield opened a big hole there.
Yeah, right off the bat. And that's what I mean. You know, he did a great run by Ginta, but the explosive speed that every so often you run into a running back will just pull away in that situation. Fortunately, Holliston was able to catch up to Ginta there.
So 1st down and 10 inside the 20-yard line. The handoff to Ginta again.
Ginta on the carry.
He's tripped up, short gain. Panther defense up front, Riley Magetta again. Number 74, Will Crowley, 57, 51, David Harding. Alex Kelly and John Canal, number 55, at the linebacker spot with Sean Keast, 17, and Mitch Gimblett. We'll get the rest of the defense in a second. 2nd down and 9. The handoff to Ginta again. Good coverage by the Panthers. Short gain. Bring up 3rd down. In the backfield, number 10, Anthony DeZindelet, and Brad Seymour at the safety spot. Mike Nash and Cam Lamont are your cornerbacks tonight.
Right here, Tom, I'd watch number 5, Mitchell Gonza, the quarterback. He likes to run out of this situation.
3rd down and 4. Gonser looking for the end zone. Fires. Incomplete. Coverage by Nash.
Number 3, Mikey Nash in coverage for the Panthers.
That'll bring up a 4th down and
4.
4th down and a long 4.
Right off the bat here now, the Holliston defense has a chance to get that ball back for the offense.
Twin receivers to both sides of the formation. Gonser looking to run. Looks like he's got enough for the 1st down, but stops short of the goal line.
Yeah, he does like to run in that situation, and he is a good runner. He's got good speed and good size, and when he has the ball, Tom, you got to come out. You really got to make your tackles. You got to get him down low and make your tackles on him. I look for him here to either look for his big receiver Williams or maybe take it in himself.
So 1st and goal from the 2. Gonser hands off to Ginta. Ginta reaches in. Touchdown Medfield. So Medfield exploits the Panther defense with just a huge play to start the game.
Yeah, nice run, and the offensive line is, they're big. The Medfield offensive line, not a lot bigger than anything we've seen from some of the other schools like Millis and Lincoln Sudbury, but they're a good ball club.
Extra point attempt is up and good. So with 8 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the 1st quarter, Medfield on the board first, 7-0 over the Panthers. For Mason Ginta, that was his 6th touchdown of the season. Well, you always talk about in big games, Jay, don't want to make any mistakes, and whoever makes a mistake, how's the other team going to recover? Medfield landed the first blow.
Well, yeah, what happens is, fortunately there wasn't a penalty or there was no turnover or anything, but Holliston's got to clean up a little bit right on the inside. Now, I'm not sure what they were running with their linebackers out of that. Holliston was running, but once Junta got by that first line of defense, he was off and running. But Tom, the other thing is too, this is a team, and you got to watch these kickoffs because a lot of times Medfield tends to give up a lot of yardage on kickoffs. So see if that pattern holds right here.
Well, they went with the squib kick first time. Panthers sort of form a semicircle. Kick is away, taken by Nash at the 10. And Mike Nash with some good speed brings the ball up across the 35. It's a big scrum pile.
Number 3, Mikey Nash on the return.
And fights his way to the 38-yard line. Panthers will start 1st and 10.
Yeah, Mike Nash one block away there from really breaking that to go a long way. But once again, a nice field position for Holliston. They get it outside the 35.
That return by number 3 gives the Panthers 1st and 10 at their own 38.
Panthers last week with a 35-18 win over Norton. But that was a pretty close game, 21-28. At the start of the 4th quarter before the Panthers pulled away. And Norton scored first last week.
Right.
Ryan Benko at quarterback. Handoff to Ibbotson, and he's got 10-yard gain and a Panther 1st down. Well, that was a nice quick hitter.
Quick hitter. Tom, that offensive line really likes to take this kind of a challenge and come right back and see if they can duplicate what Medfield's offensive line did.
They go to Ibbotson again. And the sophomore running back crosses midfield to the midfield 46.
when Medfield played Ashland, Medfield, when they had the quick snaps like this, Medfield didn't adjust quite as well as other teams might have. That Holliston
got a whistle.
There was a jump there by Holliston. It'll be 5-yard penalty. Those are the things you can't do here tonight. Tonight and 2 weeks from now when they play Hopkinton. Now, these 2 wins, we talked a little bit about this in the pregame, very, very important for Holliston because they get into the playoffs. If they win these next 2 games, they could have a pretty high ranking in D5 South, which will give them a home field advantage, and I'm sure you'll talk about what that means later on tonight.
Well, the Brotherhood just looking to pull out another win and enjoy themselves tonight against Medfield. Hand off to Fahey, number 21. Fahey gains back the yardage that was lost on the penalty. That'll bring up 3rd down and 5. Dwayne Fahey, number 21, with 59 yards rushing and a touchdown on the season.
Well, in this situation here, Tom, without a penalty or anything, this is 4-down territory for Holliston.
Ryan and Nash to the left, Quinn and Armstrong to the right. Quinn in motion. Benko. And the ball's loose. And it's Medfield ball.
Well, one of the players you really got to know where he is John Lowell, number 77 for Medfield. He's their everything lineman. He's made some great plays defensively. Even one of the games I saw him go up high and make almost a one-handed interception. And if he breaks through, he's fast and he's very aggressive. So you've got to really make sure that he's blocked, and you're going to have to keep that running back in there to give him a chip if he comes in there.
So the Panther defense has got to come up big now and stop Medfield, come up with a turnover, help their offense out here. 6:48 to go in the first quarter. Medfield leading 7-0. Gonser hands off to Ginta. Ginta works his way to the outside. Looks like he picks up 4.
Medfield also, Tom, has, I mentioned earlier, a couple of really good and talented wide receivers that you have to be careful of. But one thing that Holliston has to do is take away this running game, make them a one-dimensional game, and then you can get in and then you can start blitzing Gonza.
Mason Ginta with 295 yards coming into this game. They hand it off to number 33 again, and he's got enough for a 1st down.
And he's running really, really well. What he's doing, he's waiting for that offensive line to be able to make an opening. And that time, the Holliston interior defense really shut it down, but he was able to sneak out to the left around the end and pick up the needed yardage for a 1st down.
Now, last week against Hopkinton, they lost in overtime 22-20 and only had 33 yards rushing. This time, they hand off to Mason Ginta's brother, Cam, number 44, and he is thrown back for a loss.
All right, so this is where you got to watch Gonza, the quarterback. He can run, as you saw earlier. He's a very, very talented runner, and he can also throw the ball. But you can put a lot of pressure on him. For some reason, you can get to the outside on him.
2nd and 14. Gonser fires high, incomplete. Coverage by Nash.
Nice coverage by Nash, and that was Dubs. Dubs is, I would say, probably their 2nd receiver. Williams would be the number 1 receiver. And this is probably going to be 4-down territory for them, too, maybe, depending on what happens here.
3rd and 14. Gonser on the season, 49 of 92, 53 completion percent, 888 yards, 11 touchdowns, 3 interceptions.
You got to come after him, and you got to contain him here. You can't let him get to the outside.
Gonser, chased from the pocket, caught from behind, unloads, tapped away, incomplete. Nice job by Cam Lamont, and good pressure by number 57, Will Crowley.
And that's what I mean. You can get to him. It looks like they're going to punt. This is good news for Holliston. You can get to him. Now, he has really good pocket presence, and he doesn't mind getting hit back there. But because he doesn't mind getting hit, sometimes he holds the ball just a little bit too long. So you can get to him, especially coming off the edges.
Brad Seymour, number 8, back to receive the kick. It's a high one. And it rolls into the end zone, so the Panthers will take over at the 20-yard line, only a 20-yard net kick.
Yeah, one of the things we see for the Panthers, we've seen in the past few years and everything, those first 1 or 2 drives, they kind of figure out what's going on and get things going. But now they're gonna come out and they're gonna say, okay, this is how we want to attack them. They know what they want to do. As long as they don't make any penalties. That penalty that they had last time really killed them because they probably would have had a first down and kept moving. Don't make any penalties, no turnovers, and no mistakes back here. They're going into spread offense, and they can make some yardage on this Medfield team. The only thing you can't do with Medfield is you can't take any really long developing plays.
Benko with Ibbotson to his right. Quinn in motion. Passes to Ibbotson. Out in the flat. Looks like he gets back to the line of scrimmage, no gain.
That's where you want to work. You can work the flats with them. You can work outside. You can do bubble screens. Jet plays will go on them too. 4:35 left to go in the first quarter. Holliston down 7-0 with the ball.
3 receivers to Benko's left. He's got Quinn, Ryan, and Nash to his left. Ibbotson steps up to his left. Benko looks left, fires, intercepted by Medfield. And he's brought down at the Panther 23-yard line. So another turnover by the Panthers, uncharacteristically. It's going to give Medfield the ball deep in Panther territory.
Yeah, the ball skipped off the receiver's fingers there, Tom, and the defensive back was right around him and made a really nice catch on that. It's tough when a ball gets deflected because it's not coming straight at you, but the defensive back was able to make that catch. And this offense keeps putting this defense in tough situations.
Well, the Panther defense answered the call last time with a 3-and-out. Let's see if they can do it again. Gonser with 2 running backs in the backfield. He's got both Ginta brothers. Pitch to Mason. Mason gets to the second level. Breaks it to the corner. And a touchdown for Medfield.
Well, they're cooking, and they're cooking on all cylinders right now. And, Mason Junta's been doing such a great job that right now I'd either give him the ball or let Gonza run it. There's no need to put the ball up in the air, and there's nothing right now that Holliston been able to do to stop that run game.
As the Warriors line up for the conversion.
Extra point attempt is blocked. And it's a loose ball picked up by Anthony DeZindelet. And he's tackled just short of midfield. But at 3:59 to go here in the first quarter, Medfield has scored again. It's 13-0. Warriors over the Panthers. Don't panic.
No, don't panic. And, I was just going to say, it seems like whenever there's a loose ball or a ball around there, Anthony DeZindelet is right there to take hold of it, and he almost was able to run that one back to get the point. 13-0, 3:59 left in the first quarter. No, Tom, there's absolutely no need to panic. The one thing about both of these teams is they have real comeback power. Both these teams. Medfield did it last week with just a couple minutes left, scoring 2 quick touchdowns. And Holliston right now can come back and score 2 quick touchdowns. Ashland scored 2 touchdowns within 15 seconds of each other, playing against Medfield. So this game is long from over, but you can't continue to let them make it so easy running the ball.
Nash and Seymour back deep. Let's see where Medfield goes. They kick it short. Picked up by Nash. He gets across the 30 to the 32-yard line. And that's where the Panthers will start their third offensive drive. This is the 65th meeting between Medfield and Holliston. 97 years these two teams have been facing off. Their first time in 1924. And Holliston leads this matchup. 44 wins, 18 losses, and 2 ties.
First down.
Benko hands off to Fahey. Fahey crosses the 35 to the 36-yard line.
Now, if you noticed on that play right there, if Fahey, if he could have just taken a sidestep and gotten to the outside, he was gone. They're very, very aggressive. They come to the ball. They're great, do a pretty good job tackling, but they're very aggressive to the ball, and that can be susceptible to a lot of different types of plays.
2nd down and 5 for the Panthers. Benko hands it to Fahey again. Dwayne Fahey keeps the legs moving, and he gets a first down. Ball came loose after he was taken down by Medfield.
Yeah, you know what happens after a fumble or an interception? The team that gets the fumble or gets the interception always wants to they get that little thirst for another one. And so what you'll see them trying to do now is trying to punch the ball out or tackle the ball. Not a bad idea.
I know, but sometimes that backfires because you don't tackle.
Sure.
1st and 10 for the Panthers at their own 44-yard line. Benko looks left. Another ball batted at the line of scrimmage.
Well, Ryan, this is one of those games where I think he's going to have to move a little bit in the pocket. They have a really, tall, good, aggressive defensive line, and they're very skilled in getting their hands up and blocking passes. So what you want to do is you're going to have to maybe roll left or roll right a little bit in the pocket and get out of the middle of that field.
2nd down and 10. Tristan Benson, number 77, the running back, to Benko's right. Benko away from the pressure, but finally does succumb, and he is tackled back at the 34-yard line.
In that situation, what Ryan's going to learn to do is throw the ball away and don't take that loss.
I think he's just trying to buy a little bit more time, Jay, to look downfield.
But if it's not there, you can't take that loss because now you put yourself in a 3rd and about 20 or close to 20. Good spot for a screen right here. Let them get a little aggressive. Let them come in. Holliston had a couple screen passes last week that were just really super.
All right, they've got Holliston with 3 receivers to Benko's right, the wide side of the field. Here comes Nash in motion. Fake to him. Throw back to him on the screen pass. And Benko to Nash works for about 11 yards, so it'll be 4th down and 10.
Yeah, this, ordinarily you'd say the punt, which I guess they're going to do here, but I was wondering if Coach Kiley would try and go for it here. It's a little bit long.
But it's a good opportunity to try to win some field position here because, if his defense can get that quick 3 and out, then a midfield punt will give him the ball back around midfield.
And that defense has been on the field a long time. They got to get them some rest.
Ryan's kick, fair catch, called for back of the 25-yard line. And with 1 minute and 12 seconds to go here in the first quarter, Medfield leads 13-0.
And Hollis is going to have to find an answer to that offensive line of Medfield because they've had some holes they've opened up for Junta. And the other thing is, I keep holding my breath because I know Gonza at some point he's going to take off and try and get a big run out of there too.
Well, what they have done is they've neutralized the pass game right now.
So far, but really
Medfield's
they
done
haven't
it all on the ground.
Yeah, they haven't needed it.
1st and 10 Warriors.
Well, they start off with a new running back, Vashon, number 25. Twin receivers to both sides of the formation. Hand off to Vashon. Big hit by Gimblett. Vashon just peels away from it, gets back to maybe a loss of 1.
Well, Gimblett, he's done a nice job out there. He and Keith, the 2 youngsters, have really done a nice job getting to the ball and tackling.
Coming into this game, Mitch Gimblett, the number 2 tackler on the Panthers. Alex Kelly, the first leader with 25. John Canal with 17. 2nd down and 12. Gonser throws down the middle for Williams, number 13. And it's complete for a first down into Panther territory.
He's a good one, and, he had a good matchup there with Brad Seymour. Brad almost had him step for step, but Gonza likes going to Williams and Dubs, but especially when he gets down near the goal line, if he's looking for somebody, Williams is the guy he's looking for.
Steve Williams with 19 catches for 332 yards, 17.5 average, and 5 TDs coming into this game. Ginta back in the game. Spins off a 1 tackler for a gain of 4.
And that's going to be the end of the first quarter, Tom.
And let's see. That's it. The end of the first quarter, the Medfield Warriors 13, the Holliston Panthers nothing. And it's time for Coach's Corner, brought to you by HollistonFootball.com. All Panthers all the time. And the HollistonFootball.com players of the week versus Norton were
that offensive line.
That's right. Scott Elliott, Sam Lynch, Will Crowley, Alex Kelly, Will Salorier, and Riley McGettigan. Panthers rushed for 183 yards against Norton, and they opened a lot of holes.
They really did a nice job.
Want to give a shout out to the Holliston Panther history book, 816 pages of 120 years of Panther football history, having a book signing at Fisk's General Store Saturday, October 14th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Legendary Hall of Fame coach Tom Cato will be there. Coach Todd Kiley will be down there. Steve Curley. Gary Alger from the 70s down there. You get your book signed.
There you go.
And it's $25 a book, and $5 goes to HABA, Holliston Athletic Boosters Association. So 2nd down and 6 for the Warriors. Low snap on the ground. And recovered quickly by Gonser, but a big loss on the play. It's going to turn it into a 3rd down and 13.
Now, another thing, Tom, that you kind of look at a little bit here, going out into the future a little bit, is Holliston is got to try and keep Medfield off of the scoreboard, and Holliston's got to try and score some points here in the first half, because when you get into those tiebreakers after head-to-head for the league championship, the tiebreakers are the points scored against you in the first half.
So 3rd down and 13 for the Warriors. Gonser back to pass. He lets one go deep for Williams and overthrows him incomplete, bringing up a 4th down.
Seymour and Naughton in coverage for the Panthers brings up 4th down.
And it looks like Medfield's going to punt.
Well, Connor Mulvaney right there did a really nice job of putting pressure on Gonser. As I told you, he will stand in the pocket. Gonser, he'll stand in there. He'll take the punishment. But sometimes, because he does stand in there, he holds it a little too long. You can get to him. And Connor almost got to him and forced a bad pass.
High kick. Bounces right in front of Seymour. Comes to a stop around the 20-yard line, and that's where the Panthers will start 1st and 10. With 10 minutes and 17 seconds to go in the first half, Panthers down by 13, but let's see if the offense can't put together a drive right here.
Yeah, I think they made a couple of adjustments there defensively, and they were able to hold Medfield in place. And now Holliston's going to go. I'm trying to look here, see if they're going to go into the spread. Looks like they're in the spread. But yeah, we'll go on the spread offense right here. They got to get that ball downfield.
Benko with the handoff to Ibbotson. And nice pressure by the Panther offense. And some confusion on the field.
Looked like there was a fumble. They picked it up, and everyone just stayed there. There was no whistles, so I'm not sure what happened there. So let's see if this.
One referee is standing on the spot saying he was down.
It's down. Okay.
So it's a gain of 6 on the play. 2nd down and 4 And Medfield wants a timeout on the field so they can talk to the referee about what happened. 2nd down and 2. Handoff. Not sure. That was Benson, number 27. And he actually lost a yard on the play as Medfield blitzed right into where the Panthers were running.
Well, they're going to play aggressively tonight. You can tell right now Medfield is going to be very, very aggressive.
So 3rd down and 3 for Holliston. Benko with the handoff, fake handoff to Benson. Intended for Seymour. That brings up 4th down and 3.
They're really doing a nice job. Medfield is of putting a lot of pressure on Ryan Benko, the quarterback for Holliston, and not letting him get a lot of time back there.
So Holliston will be forced to punt.
You know, and sometimes, Tom, you get in a situation like this, and it just seems like everything's coming at you, and you got to kind of take a deep breath, let everything slow down, and let the play just come to you.
Ryan with a nice kick. See if it can't takes a Panther bounce.
Oh yeah, and we're going to have a flag here, and this may be possibly 15 yards.
Let's see what the call is. Do they take a shot at one of the Panther?
Oh, blocking the back. So it's against Medfield, so it's a 10-yard penalty. 9:14 left to go in the first half. Holliston trailing 13-0. Medfield with the ball.
Well, the Panther defense able to come up big last time. They're going to step that all the way back to the Medfield 34.
So now, Tom, you mentioned a while back a little bit about the field position game, and this is where it'd be really nice for Holliston to make a big stop here and get that ball with a pretty decent field position.
No one is allowed on the field at halftime.
Well, they're starting to get some pressure. They've stopped any running back except for Mason Ginta for a loss.
Right.
So, and 33 is in the game.
And again, I keep saying it, but you really got to be sure. You got to watch Gonza too, the quarterback. Very, very good runner.
Ginta steps to Gonser's left. Fake to him. Gonser takes it himself. Turns the corner, picks up a 1st down. And he's stopped just short of midfield at the 47-yard line.
That's why you have to contain him, Tom. You have to contain him for 2 reasons. Number one, you obviously don't want to let him outside on a run, but you also want to contain him because if you can contain him on the pass, you can get a little pressure up the middle on him in a passing down and get a sack or maybe cause an interception. But you've got to keep him in the pocket. You can't let him get to the outside.
So 1st down and 10. Another bad snap. Gonser just has to fall on it. So a little miscommunication there. And it's going to be a loss of 4 on the play. Loss of 3. So 2nd and 13.
Now this is where he likes to go to those receivers. Sometimes he likes to throw deep, and sometimes he'll just take it himself and run around the end.
Gonser hangs it up deep. Intended for Dubs, but incomplete. So 3rd down and 13 for the Warriors. So far tonight, Gonser's been throwing it where only his receiver can get it, but he's overthrown him on those deep balls.
Yeah, he has been, but what you see there is a very strong arm. The other thing here is now you watch for a crossing pattern here. Look, he likes to look for number is it
13? Steve
Williams right here.
He's to the right in the slot, number 13. Gonser looks right, looking for Williams. Tries to direct him, hangs it up high, out of bounds. That one intended for Ben Adams, number 20. And that's going to bring up a 4th down, so the Panthers hold.
Yeah, they hold again, and they only lost about a minute and a half there on the clock. There's just 7:59 left to go in this half. Plenty of time for Holliston to get down there, get a score, and then come back and get another one. But, the first thing you got to do is start making some 1st downs here.
Seymour back to receive the kick for Holliston. The ball's on the ground. Scramble. Let's see the referees pull it apart. And it's Medfield ball right at the 30-yard line. So the Holliston, or the 31, Panther defense is going to have to come up big. 7:49 to go in the first half. Panthers trailing 13-0. And the miscues are piling up, and Holliston's got to start turning the tide with a little momentum in their favor.
Well, they do, and the other thing is, too, that offense has got to get on the field and give this defense a little rest. They've been on the field a long time, and they've been chasing a lot of runners.
Gonser with the handoff to Ginta.
Oh,
and
that was
Alex
Alex
Kelly with the big hit. And Ginta stopped for no gain.
Nice.
Actually, a loss of 1 on the play.
Nice job by Alex. That's what you want to do. Grab him and bring him down.
Loss on the play, 2nd down and 11.
Now, again, this is where Junta Gonza, the dual threat quarterback, you have to worry about him throwing the ball, but you also got to worry about him running the ball. He loves running the ball in this situation.
2nd and 11 for the Warriors. Gonser to pass. Just scrambles straight up the middle. He's got a first down. Flag flies.
Yeah, coming back.
And finally tackled inside the 10, but
looks like a block in the back type of a place. Let's see if it's a hold or block in the back. Let's try and see what this holding.
So it's going to be 2nd down again.
Tom, coming up at halftime here, we're going to have our
SportView halftime highlights.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a new feature we have here, and people watching this on streaming video will get to see the halftime highlights from the Norton game. 7:02 left to go in the first half. And Medfield calls a timeout.
Yes. So 2nd down and 11 turns into 2nd down and 9. Not a bad exchange on that.
Yeah.
On that play.
It is.
So 2nd down and 9. 7:02 to go in this first half. Panthers need a stop. Fake to Ginta. Gonser takes it himself. He's tackled close to the sideline. Looks like he's got enough for a first down, though.
Yeah, what did they like to do here is they like to put these twin receivers out here deep to the right, and then Gonza likes to go to the left, because what's happening is I don't know if they're trying to double Williams or not, but if it does, it brings three defenders out here to cover these two guys. Again, they're all on to the right.
Handoff to Ginta. Hit by Kelly. And good closure there by the Panther defense for a short gain.
Well, one player who's had enough of all this is Alex Kelly, and Alex has come in and made some nice plays tonight.
Clock running with 6 minutes and 30 seconds to go. 2nd down and 8. This is 4-down territory, so the Panthers are going to have to come up with a couple more stops here on D.
And they got to come put pressure on Gonza in this play right here, Tom.
Gonza seems to be checking his wristband for the play. Drops back to pass, look for the end zone. Lets one go deep, but out of bounds. And it's incomplete, so 3rd down and 8.
Well, right there, there was kind of like the offensive lines, the defense lines are holding each other up, and then Sean Keast came off that left side and fortunately got his hands up high, so it made Gonza kind of loft the ball a little bit, went a little high and out of bounds, but again, as you said, this is 4-down territory, so there's 2 more downs this defense has got to hold.
Gonser back, looking deep, down the middle. Double coverage there by DeZindelet and Seymour, and it was out the back of the end zone, so 4th down and 8.
4th down and 8.
And what's interesting, Tom, is, they've made a lot of plays running the ball with Gonza himself and Junta. They made some nice, did a couple nice jobs running the ball. Got stopped once down here, and they just started throwing the ball. It's going to be interesting to see what they do here. But right now, again, you have to keep Gonza in that pocket. Don't let him get to the outside.
So big 4th down for the Panther defense. Gonser with the quick throw to the outside, incomplete, no good. And Medfield will turn it over on down. So a big stop by that tired Panther defense.
Yeah, they did a really nice job. And again, the penalty is what killed Medfield there. And once again, fortunately they didn't score. And it's interesting. I wonder why they went away from the run, but for some reason they did. And that was fortunate for Holliston, too. And now, Tom, the offense has got to come out, and they got to do something here. They got to, if nothing else, at least get a couple first downs and give that defense a blow here on the sideline.
Well, Holliston just hasn't had a chance to find their rhythm, but here comes the War offense with number 11, Henry Naughton, in at quarterback.
Yeah, this might be a good idea. And look, Medfield looks like they're going to
take a timeout because they want to talk about the War and switch their personnel as well.
That's exactly right, Tom. What they want to do is they're going to bring in a little size here, and they're going to on the defensive line and take something out of the linebackers. Perfect spot for Holliston to throw a pass here.
Naughton to Fahey. Fahey off the right side. Picks up a couple of yards. Gain of 3.
When you read their personnel, that personnel they got their heavies in there, and not too many linebackers and too many defensive backs. They're looking at a six-man line. You can throw the ball against this line out of the war formation.
This time they go to Benson. Oh no, that's Nash. Actually, that's Jake Armstrong, number 5. And he's got enough for a Panther first down. Let's see. Where do they mark him out? They should wave him forward.
Yep,
and they do. So Armstrong, Jake Armstrong, number 5, been sort of their Mr. Everything on offense. 148 yards rushing, 65 yards receiving, even threw a 19-yard pass, and he's got an interception on the season. And 6 touchdowns. This time they hand it off to number 8, Brad Seymour.
Seymour on the carry.
He's across the 30 to the 32.
You got to continue to use your speed to the outside in this situation. You got to, play off of that 6-man front that Medfield's putting out there.
Brad Seymour has rushed for 184 yards and 2 touchdowns. 2nd down and 7. This time they go to Armstrong. He tucks in behind actually tucked in behind Henry Naughton. The quarterback was out in front of that play. Nice game.
It's like Jack Barrett, when he'd run this thing, he'd get out there, and he's a big old guy. He'd be blocking, and Henry Naughton is doing the same thing now for Holliston at quarterback.
3rd down and 1. And Naughton goes ahead on the quarterback draw, or quarterback sneak.
And I'm not
looks like
sure. It's going to be very, very close. It's going to look like it's putting it right on the 39. You should be able to tell pretty quickly if that's a first down or not.
Ball at the 39-yard line.
.405 left to go in the first half. Holliston down 13-0. Looks like they are going to.
They're going to bring out the chain gang. Now Panthers have a veteran, unbiased chain gang over there.
Yeah, they just.
But if the Panthers need just a link.
You cut a link off here or there. What's the big deal?
Who's out there tonight?
Bill Mayer, Dave Burrows, and I don't know if it's Dan Blaney maybe out there.
Yeah. Oh, wow. It is less than 3 or 4 inches.
Now, and it matters what you want to do with this. You can try and just blow up the middle like you did last time, which isn't a bad idea. Let your offensive line do it. if you could do something to get to the outside, you might be able to make a lot of yardage here.
Let's see what the Panthers do. Warriors stack the box. Turn around, pitch to Armstrong. He's got enough for the first down. A nice scrum pile that the Panthers push forward as they cross the 40 to the 43.
Carried by number 5, Jake Armstrong. Good for another Panther. First down.
So a little mano on mano by the Panthers as they go to war here and pick up a couple of first downs. This time Seymour bounces along the right side, puts his shoulder down, picks up a couple.
Time's running. Bill's going to be about 3.5 minutes left to go quickly here.
So 2nd down and 8 for the Panthers. They go to Armstrong, left side, got some room. Jake Armstrong switches arms. The nice little straight arm, and he's close to the 22-yard line.
Well,
that's what the Panthers needed.
Absolutely. Jake Armstrong's been doing a nice job out of that, along with Brad Seymour, too. They've both been able to run really, really well out of that. And the other person you can get down there is Mikey Nash. He's so fast that, if you can get to the outside here, you can do some damage. And that's what I've been saying. Either that against a 6-man line. This is old-time football. When you and I used to play, Tom, the 6-man line, you can run on them, but you can to the outside. You can also pass on them.
Well, this time they give it to Nash, number 3. And he gets close to the 20-yard line.
And, they're doing a good job. Medfield is doing a good job of plugging up that middle from tackle to tackle. That's why I keep stressing this. You've got to get to the outside somehow. And the other thing is, too, again, with a 6-man line, you can throw the ball off of this.
So gain of 2, 2nd down and 8. Nash on the right wing, Seymour on the left. Turn around. Inside handoff to Nash on the counter play. Picks up a few more. So it'll be 3rd down and a long 6.
A lot of bodies there in the middle. And a lot of big bodies there in the middle.
Holliston wants a timeout. Or no, they're just changing. Yeah, they are going to take a timeout with 2 minutes and 14 seconds to go in this first half. 13-0, but the Panthers are rolling here, Jay.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to go to the spread offense with Nash and Seymour to the left. Armstrong to the right. Handoff to Ibbotson, and he's right up the middle, close to a Panther first down. It's going to be 4th down and short.
See, what you do is when you run that war offense, you get that offensive line geared up. They love.
And it was enough for a first down.
That offensive line, Tom, loves that rush blocking, the run blocking. They love it. You're attacking. Now they're in that mode. See how they're in that mode? And now even when you come out in the spread offense, they're gonna come out and they're gonna fire out and give the holes to some of these offensive backs.
Minute 51 to go in the half. Panthers rolling. Handoff to Ibbotson. Keeps his feet.
Ibbotson on the carry.
You have one Medfield tackler holding onto his shirt. If he had those old tearaway jerseys, he might have gone in.
Remember those, yeah.
The old tearaways. 1:30 left to go in this first half.
So gain of 3, 2nd down and 7. Well, we talked about the Panthers finding some rhythm on offense. They've got it now.
2nd down.
Armstrong to the right. Seymour is the tight end to the right. Nash and Quinn to the left. Benko looks, fires, intended for Nash, incomplete. That brings up 3rd down and 7.
And right at the 1 minute mark here now, with 1 minute left in the half.
Third down.
Coach Kiley signaling in the play.
From the Warrior 8-yard line. First down marker is at the 1.
Out comes Armstrong, in comes Topher Ryan.
You get another blocker in there at tight end.
He sets up at the tight end spot. Seymour at the wing back. Ibbotson moves to the Benko's left. Now shifts up. They put Quinn in motion. Up the middle to Seymour.
Seymour on the carry.
Or Ibbotson. Who had the ball?
Gain of 2 on the play. 4th down and 5.
Well,
Didn't see who got the ball.
yeah, I thought it was Seymour.
Oh, okay.
It was one of those cross plays where the.
Yep. One more timeout by Holliston with 43 seconds to go here in the half. Well, they put Armstrong and Seymour to the right. Ibbotson, the tailback. Quinn and Nash to the left. Benko has a blitz coming. Drops it off to Ibbotson. Touchdown, Panthers!
Very, very nicely done. And Ibbotson, what Ibbotson did there is that Ryan Benko lined Ibbotson up to Ryan's left. And as I saw the play developing, I thought defensively they were going to come in from the right-hand side on the blitz, which they did. And Ibbotson was able to chip that guy just enough, not too much, just enough to make him bite for the to come in to get Ryan Benko, and that left Ibbotson open for the touchdown. Nice catch, nice pass, nice job by Holliston.
Mulvaney's kick is no good. So with 34 seconds to go in the first half, the Panthers are on the board, trailing Medfield by 7, 13-6. For Ryan Benko, that was his 7th touchdown pass of the year. A nifty little 6-yarder to Ibbotson on the screen. Dylan Ibbotson's 2nd touchdown of the year for Holliston.
Right, and you know, Tom, I'm thinking right here, well, we're at 34 seconds left. What do you do? I'm not so sure I don't try an onside kick here, to be honest with you.
Pull out all the stops.
I think you're in that type of mindset. Medfield is probably looking for Holliston to just, kick the ball deep, and then they take a knee a couple times or whatever. But I don't know. This might be if you have a nice play that you think you're comfortable with, might give it a go here.
Well, the last time the Medfield scored with 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. Panthers have really done a great job on defense, limiting the Warriors. Long kick by Mulvaney, taken at the 12 by Ginta. He still has his feet till Kevin Quinn wraps him up just short of the 30-yard line.
Well, that's good. Let the clock keep running and let him take a half an hour on that, because now there's only 24 seconds left to go.
Well, the Panthers got what they needed, Jay. Starting back on their own 20, they needed to find some mojo, just find some rhythm on offense. You said, geez, just get a couple of first downs so they keep their defense off. And they really were able to ground and pound, their offense play after play. They had a big gain by Armstrong, but take it all the way down and finish with a touchdown.
And you gain confidence as an offensive team doing that, and you put a little doubt back there in the mind of Medfield, who came in here, scored 2 quick scores, and said, this might be pretty easy. Well, it's not going to be pretty easy, and they found that out. Right here, if I'm them, I'm going deep. I'm going deep to Williams.
Williams is in the slot to Gonser's right, but they hand off to Ginta. And Ginta, he's got a couple of nice little quick moves he makes and dives forward for a gain of 8. But Medfield letting the clock run. We're down to 14 seconds. I don't think they're going to need to run another play. And Medfield standing around like they're not going to run another play. And so that brings us to halftime here on homecoming night in Holliston, with the Panthers trailing Medfield 13-6. And it's time for Sport Fuse halftime highlights.
Welcome to the SportView Halftime Highlight Show. This week we're featuring the highlights from last week's game against Norton.
It was a big win, 35-18, Jay, but got close there in the middle of the game. Let's go to the first clip.
Handoff to Fahey, right side, big hole. He's got a first down into Lancer territory. So Benko looks, fires, complete to Quinn, number 6. 477 all-purpose yards and 3 touchdowns last week. This time, Jake Armstrong off the left side, cuts it back up the middle. This time they go to Armstrong. Again, fights his way inside the 10-yard line and another first down. And they push right ahead with Naughton. Touchdown, Panthers! Well, that one took a little while to percolate, Jay, but it counts the same.
It does.
You know, Norton started the game, sort of shook the Panthers up, scored that first touchdown to get ahead 6-0. Panthers, I think, felt a little desperation, you know, to get on the scoreboard that drive. And, you know, started out in the spread, but really punched it in when they switched over to the war offense.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. You look at comparative scores about how Norton did against other teams. You really can't use that, especially in high school ball. One thing that Norton always has is a very tough group of kids, very tough. They play really well. And what you saw there was the give and take of the offensive lines and the defensive lines. And near the end of the drive there, you saw where Holliston's offensive line really took over. They opened up those holes for Fahey and Armstrong and Seymour, and gives them a lot of room to run. So Holliston's offense right there was picking it up, open up the holes. Holliston comes out, gets ahead 7-6, and from there we'll go on to the next clip.
One tie.
Fumble.
Ball's on the ground, scooped up by Elliott. He scrambles, but big scrambling hit by number 53, Alex Kelly, for a loss.
Alex Kelly leading the team on the game against Norton with 7 tackles, Jay. He had another big hit later on in the game. I think the Lancers were feeling it all night.
Yeah, he did. And, you know, early on in the game, I kind of mentioned a little bit about I didn't kind of really like the way that Holliston was tackling. And I happened to mention on one play, and the very next play, Alex goes out and shuts me right up there. So nice job by Alex. And the team, you know, when the team sees that, the defensive team, it really picks everybody up. They get excited about playing again, and that kind of changed the tide.
Next clip.
They throw it to the middle screen to Seymour. He throws away one tackler, and he's got some speed to go towards the inside the 20. Touchdown, Panthers!
That was a huge play, Jay. That was a 4th down play. They were going for it, a 4th and 6. Not an easy make. It was in their own half of the field. They were kind of really, Coach Kiley loves to throw down, you know, throw down the gauntlet to his offense there to make it on a 4th down. They needed perfect execution, and they got it.
Well, they had run that play earlier in the night, too, and they had really perfect execution except for a penalty that called the play back. And he ran it again, and as you said, Tom, it shows a lot of faith in his offense, but it also shows a lot of faith in his defense, because at that point in the game was still in doubt, and if Holliston had given Norton a short field, might have been a little trouble.
And Brad Seymour's really coming into his own. A guy we didn't see handle the ball on offense last year. Now he's got 572 all-purpose yards, and that was his 4th touchdown of the season.
Done a great job. He and Jake Armstrong really back-to-back have done a tremendous job.
Next clip.
McKinley Kearson, and that's where the pass goes, and intercepted by Brad Seymour.
And you better give a lot of that credit to Sean Keast. Sean Keast, and Tom, you and I talked about this before the game, and I said a couple guys' names who I thought would have big games, and Sean Keast was one of them. He came in and put some tremendous pressure on that quarterback. He made him throw that ball before the receiver was able to make his turn, went out the receiver's hands, and Holliston was right there. Very athletic, being able to make that catch, recover the ball.
And then a big play by the defense right after that touchdown by Seymour. And the play by Brad Seymour, he gets the credit for his 3rd career interception. But really, you know, you pointed out Keast with the rush there. Mike Nash coming over with a well-timed hit on Kersley caused him to, like, you know, just sort of shorten up his route a little bit. And Brad with the interception.
Yeah, that was the game changer, I think. This really did it in for Norton. And you got to watch Sean Keast. He's only a sophomore, and he does an amazing job. And the thing I really like him about, if you notice, when he came in, when he knew he wasn't going to be able to make the tackle to get there in time, hands go up, cut down the field of vision for the quarterback, made him rush his play, and the rest was history.
Yep, we got a first down and 10 from inside the red zone. Panthers made it count right here.
They've got Benson in, number 27, at the tailback spot, and he gets the ball inside the 5. And he could be close to a Panther first down.
Well, when I talked about Dwayne Fahey, you know, I'm going to say the same thing about Tristan Benson. He really does a really nice job, and he's only a freshman. Armstrong, the other pair. Holliston's got a lot of good running backs.
Second down and 1, handoff to Benson. And he's in. Touchdown, Panthers! Tristan Benson with his second touchdown on the season.
And the Panthers find another weapon there in freshman Tristan Benson. He's rushed for a 10.2 average. He's got 2 touchdowns on the season. We just talked about the combination of Seymour and Armstrong. And then with Benson and Fahey, Panthers have a 4-headed attack in the backfield.
They really do, and once again, now you're starting to feel a little bit better, even about next year already. We don't want to, rush ahead of this year and get rid of this already, but now you see you do have that 2-headed monster in the backfield next year with your Fahey and Benson. If they stick with it and they keep playing the way they're playing and advancing the way they advanced so far, these are young kids. I mean, Benson's a freshman, Fahey's a sophomore, and they got the 2 seniors to look up to show the way. So what a tremendous combination for Holliston.
That gave the Panthers a 21-6 lead, a comfortable one, but we were heading towards halftime, and Norton was able to score in the last play of the first half to make it 21-12 at half, and the Panthers were kicking off to the Lancers. You pointed out, Jay, you don't want to get the Norton into a place where they double down, score to end the half, get the ball to start the second half and score again. But Holliston was able to control them better in the second half.
And it was great clock management. We were kind of questioning the coaching staff of Norton, but what tremendous clock management by them. They knew exactly what they were doing. They did a great job at the end of the first half.
Next clip.
Fake to Quinn, inside handoff to Seymour. Spins away from one defender.
Look at him run.
And he just doesn't stop those legs at all until he hears the whistle blow, and he's down close to the 20-yard line.
That's great.
A big first down there for Holliston.
And that's great balance. We saw that last week from somebody else on the Holliston team. I forget who, but when you're falling forward and you're able to catch yourself with one hand and still keep driving forward for another 3 or 4 yards, that's kind of something special. And nice job, nice balance there by Brad Seymour.
And Benko keeps it himself after the fake to Quinn. It was a nice fake to Kevin Quinn on the jet play there.
I think he wanted that. I think, Ryan, you're a quarterback and you make a little mistake and throw the ball the other team or something, and you want to come back and really do something. And
Quinn comes across the formation, fake to him. Benko looks to the end zone. Touchdown, Panthers! Ryan Benko with a 13-yard strike to Topher Ryan, the tight end.
And another weapon, Topher Ryan, sophomore tight end, becomes the 7th touchdown to find pay dirt this season.
Nice pass. He had 2 guys there wide open, as you said, and Ryan Benko goes back. Now, another thing here, the key here, he's getting the time. And again, I know I keep going to that offensive line, but they are doing a heck of a job. And when Ryan Benko gets that kind of protection, he has time to find his receivers, and Topher's open there for the touchdown.
So Panthers go and start grounding and pounding next time they get the ball. Just took all sorts of time off the clock and didn't let Norton get the ball back. Next clip.
Pitch, Armstrong, left side, touchdown, Panthers! So Jake Armstrong with his 6th touchdown of the season, the 8th of his Panther career, and Holliston is in control.
Jake Armstrong capped off his night, 8 rushes, 69 yards, and a touchdown. Final score, 35-18 Panthers.
Sounds good. Thanks, Tom. That's it for this week's highlights.
And now, HCAT's onboard statistician Carlos Canto with Los's halftime lowdown.
Thanks, Tom. Score at halftime, Holliston trailing the Medfield Warriors by a score of 13-6. The big story in this first half is the turnovers. Holliston had 3 turnovers in the first half, 2 lost fumbles, and an interception. That really allowed Medfield to capitalize and take the lead in that first half. Otherwise, stats pretty even from both teams. 7 first downs apiece for both Holliston and Medfield, 127 total yards for the Panthers, 163 for Medfield, 18 yards passing, 109 yards rushing for Holliston, 33 yards passing, 130 yards rushing for Medfield. Quarterback Ryan Benko is 3 of 9 for 18 yards. He has a touchdown and an interception. And the leading rusher is Jake Armstrong. He has 4 carries for 52 yards. Leading receiver for the Panthers is Michael Nash. But Dylan Ibbotson has the touchdown on the screen pass from Benko. Medfield Warriors quarterback Mitchell Gonser is 1 for 10 for 33 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. But player of the first half was definitely Mason Ginta. 113 yards on 13 carries. That includes 2 rushing touchdowns for the Warriors. For more stats and information on the Holliston Panthers, you can follow us on Twitter at HCatFootball, and that's the lowdown.
Thank you, Los. In the scoring summary, actually a tale of 2 quarters. The first quarter, it was all Holliston mistakes, and it was all Medfield capitalizations. A couple of Mason Ginta touchdowns, his 6th and 7th of the year. But then the Panther defense rose up and overcame a number of miscues by the offense and special teams. And with 34 seconds to go, Ryan Benko completed a 6-yard pass to Dylan Ibbotson, capping an 80-yard drive. Panthers down 13-6. Connor Mulvaney's kick goes deep to the 10-yard line. And nice return by number 20. That's Ben Adams. All the way out to the 35-yard line, 36-yard line for Medfield.
And Tom, this is where Holliston's defense once again is going to be called upon to stop this Medfield offense on hopefully on just one set of downs here, get the ball back so their offense can get back going again.
So ball's on the 38-yard line of Medfield. Hand off to Ginta. And Panthers right there for the big hit.
Well, you know, one of the things about this Holliston coaching
75, sorry, big Riley Maggettigan.
One thing about this Holliston coaching staff, Tom, is you know they come out of the half times and they come out of the locker room there, and they make some really nice adjustments. And right there was an adjustment made, and I can see right now already one of the linebackers lining up to the outside to prevent the run to this outside here.
Loss of 1 on the play, 2nd and 11. Gonser back to pass. He unloads deep, looking for Williams, and he's got him. Steve Williams inside the 20-yard line finally connects. Gonser only 1 for 10. In the first half, but there was a big connection.
Right, and you know, sooner or later it was going to happen. We told you he loves throwing the ball to Williams, and who wouldn't? Williams is a really good receiver. You can see he's got some speed, he's got some good height, and he's got very good hands.
Panthers gave him just a little too much time in the pocket right there. So 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line for Medfield. Gonser going to take it himself, tripped up. Nice job getting in there by Mitch Gimblett and tackled by number 51, David Harding.
Yeah, I'm going to give that one to Gimblett, though, because he really came in there and got Gonser stumbling a little bit. And, of course, nice job by David Harding finishing him off.
So 2nd and 9. Just underway here in the second half.
2nd down, 9.
A little extra motion, so free play for the Panthers. And they stop Gonser for no gain.
On the play on the keeper by Gonser.
I'm gonna bet that Coach Kiley is gonna, let's see if he declines this. He wants to see if they're gonna spot it.
Medfield, the penalty on the Warriors.
See what I did not see an indication by the referee.
It looked like in a shift, illegal shift.
Yeah, the running back moved.
Yeah.
But is it automatic? It's declined. So it'll be 3rd down and 9. It's 3rd down and 10 on a loss on the play.
Ball at the 20-yard line.
Now, once again, you got to look for Gonza going left or Gonza throwing to Williams.
Well, Williams is in the slot. Gonser looks the other way, looking for Dubs, number 8, too high. That brings up a 4th down and 10.
Brings up 4th down and 10.
So the Panther defense able to stop a couple of running plays and a pass play.
Looks
we
like
get to 4th.
Yeah, it looks like Genta's kind of limping off the field a little bit here, and his younger brother comes in, number 44 at running back.
So that's Cam Genta.
4th down.
But you know they're not going to run here. They're going to pass.
Needless to say, big down here. Holliston can come get him now. They can just make sure he doesn't get around the outside, but you can come after him. And here they come. Here they come.
Here comes the blitz. Gonser lets it go up high for the end zone. And it's incomplete.
And when
the Panthers, Medfield turns it over on downs. Panther defense holds.
And when you need a blitz, you look at for Sean Keast, once again coming in and doing a really nice job.
And good coverage downfield. So the Panther defense still solid, even though that one long pass that they completed to Williams.
Well, they've had 2 really long plays. The one long pass and the long run by Junta in the first quarter. But other than that, they've really done a pretty good job of, kind of bend but not breaking, I guess you'd call it.
1st and 10 Panthers.
And this is where Holliston's got to come to life here on the offensive side of the ball.
And they line up in the war. Now was Armstrong, number 5, with the first carry.
On the carry, out to the 25.
Gain of 5, second and 5.
So Holliston goes to the war, and Medfield responds, but they're not in their 6-man line right now. And Holliston moved, and a 5-yard penalty. You can't, Tom, the first half, Holliston had some really tough penalties and some turnovers, and we said coming into the game, this isn't that kind of game you can do that to, do that in, because this Medfield team will come back and make you pay for it.
You sort of hope that Holliston got to halftime and said, well, we got that out of our system.
Well, you're hoping,
So it'll be 2nd down and 10.
And really, Tom, the way they've played, they certainly haven't played their best, that's for sure, but they're still just one long pass or one long run away from tying this ball game up.
Benko chase from the pocket. Lets one go.
There you go. There you go.
Incomplete.
Right, incomplete, but that's a smart play. That's what you want to do, is you want to get that ball out of there and throw that ball away.
But on 2nd down, you got to give your QB a little bit more time than that.
3rd down, 10.
But you can use that aggressiveness, as I said at the beginning of this ball game. Use their aggressiveness to your advantage, and screen passes and quick passes to the flats will open up.
And that's what's worked on a couple of plays for Holliston in the first half. So 3rd down and 10.
3rd down.
Benko steps up. But too many Warriors.
Benko sacked in the backfield by
well, Tom,
loss on the play. Holliston will have to punt.
That is a coverage sack from Medfield, and the guys on, if they're not open there, Ryan did the right thing here. You're going to have to duck down, take the sack, get the punt, get the ball out of there instead of making a mistake and throwing it away.
So Ryan back to punt. Just barely gets it off.
Touchdown, that's a free ball.
Holliston ball. Well, there's a break for the Panthers the other way.
And how many times have I talked about that with these punts?
They don't have a Coach Perry yelling poison on their sideline.
And Tom, I don't get it. That is Pop Warner, Little League, whatever you want to call it, football. That's one of the first things you learn on a special team, on a punt team. You get away from the ball. There's no need to be near that ball, especially if you're on the punting team.
I will say, Jay, that was not the return man. That was one of the blockers.
Exactly.
So he was following one of the gunners down the field,
and
he
he's
just
got it
wrong place, wrong time.
And that's the return man's job, to yell poison or get or whatever you want to yell to get them out of there. Gave Holliston a big break. This is the kind of break that Medfield couldn't afford to give Holliston.
And they go forward on a quarterback sneak on first down, and a big running play by the Panthers picks up 8 yards.
Inside of 7 minutes, 6:55 left to go in the third quarter. Holliston trailing 13-6, but right now they're on the march.
Well, that was the offensive line exercising themselves right there on that play. Benko with the rush. This time's a pitch to Nash. Mike Nash off the left side. Let's see, he's going to be very close to a first down. It's going to be 3rd down and 1.
44-yard line. 3rd down and 1.
It's got a timeout here.
So ball's at the midfield 33-yard line. And they go forward on the quarterback sneak again. Benko across the 30 to the 29.
And the interesting thing here, Tom, we don't see Ryan Benko normally as the quarterback in the more offense. We're seeing it here. So I'd look out for something, maybe another play or two.
So gain of 3, 2nd down and 7. But the Panther offensive line seems to be, in this sequence, Jay, really taking it to Medfield.
Right. And they kind of know now. Holliston kind of knows now. This thing has shifted a little bit. If we can get in here and score, we might be in pretty good shape the way our defense is playing.
Inside handoff to Nash on the counter play. He picks up a pair. It's going to bring 3rd down and 5.
Gain of about 4, 3rd down and 5.
You know, the one thing that happens, though, when you run in this offense and keep running and running is the clock keeps ticking. And, you know, it might be down. Right now it's at 4:40 left to go in the third quarter with Holliston up 13-6. The clock's still running. And, you know, I don't want to say it's an emergency issue right now, but you kind of might want to show a little bit of urgency here because you do need to get this score and then get the ball back and score again.
3rd down.
Ball's on the ground. And it's Medfield ball.
Play recovered by Medfield.
So mix up there by the Panthers. It's going to put their defense out on the field to try to bail them out again.
Yeah.
Too bad. Nice drive by Holliston.
Really nice drive. And you know, it was the turnover that gave Holliston the ball in decent field, really nice field position, I should say, inside their own 50, inside the Medfield 50. And now this, and, you know, once again, there's another Holliston turnover, and they're going to have to fight back from this.
Well, you got to fight. You got to scrap. You can't worry about the last play. You got to worry about this one. You got to dig in and make it happen.
And you're going to see probably a lot of running here with Gonza and Junta.
And the handoff is to Junta. Caught right away by big 72, Scott Elliott. Nice to see him visiting the colleges, our junior captain, one of the top offensive linemen in the league. I know he enjoys playing defense, but he visited UMass, he visited UConn the last couple of weeks.
Well, you know, he's the type of kid that good kid. I understand, a good student, and that's going to help him a long way.
So 2nd down and 8 for Medfield. Handoff is to Junta.
Junta on the carry down to the
He's going to be short of a first down, so it's going to be 3rd down and short. Let's see where they mark it. 3rd and 1.
53, Alex Kelly. 3rd down and 1.
And this is where, you know, with these kind of spread offenses and everything, I wonder if Gonza will go under center for this, or no, they'll snap the ball back. And that means you got to, no, he's going under center. Yep.
But Holliston with a decent push. Let's see where they mark it. He had to get to the 40. It's going to be close.
I think they gave him the 40.
First down for the Warriors.
And they do mark it a first down.
Yeah, I was going to say you don't want your quarterback to send the ball back 5 or 6 or 7 yards and then have to run up and make that play too. That's what you want to do, is put them under center.
Pitch to Ginta. Bounces off one tackler as Gimblett was in there early.
Joe Vachon on the carry.
Well, Mitchell Gimblett did exactly what you want to do, Tom. He came across the line and he contained on that. And he was way over on the other side of the field too. He came over and contained and turned the runner up into his defensive help there, and was able to prevent a big run around the end.
30 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
So we're down to 2 minutes and 27 seconds in the third quarter. Medfield leading 13-6. Second down and 10. They go to Ginta, number 33.
45-yard line.
He picks up 5. It's going to be third down and 5.
And this is an interesting call. I know that the coaches over there in Medfield, they want to keep this clock running. They want to keep possession of the ball and everything. And if they don't get a first down here, unless it's really close, they may have to, punt the ball. They don't want to do that. They want to control it. Williams comes in now.
See if the Panthers can hold here on 3rd and 5.
This is where you want to put the pressure on Gonzo, although he does have the 2 running backs back there.
And they go to a pitch to Ginta, but he is hit and stopped short of a first down. It's going to be 4th down and 2.
Yeah, now the smart thing to do for Medfield would be to kick this ball away.
And out comes the punt team for the Warriors. So the Panther defense holds once again. Keep this a 1-score game.
And the other thing I would watch right here, make sure he punts this ball. Make sure it's a punt.
Yard and a half short. Warriors in punt formation.
Sort of a pooch punt, but it's and it takes a Panther bounce. Bounces around off the Medfield guys, but the Holliston is going to have it at the 29-yard line. 56 seconds to go in the third quarter, and the Panthers are trailing Medfield by 7.
And this is a place where, Coach Kiley, you're going to probably have to open up something a little bit here. You really don't have the time to make another long drive and not have anything happen. So you're going to have to open up and get a score here, and then put your defense back on the field, let them do their job, and then the offense goes back again. But at some point, Tom, Holliston's got to open this up.
Well, they're still doing a good job on the ground, and there's still a full quarter to play, Jay.
Yeah, but, the time just runs off. You saw how quickly this quarter went by. You've got to do something. You've got to come in here and score.
Well, they line up in the spread formation. Ibbotson moves to Benko's right. Jake Armstrong. They toss to Armstrong. And he runs it out of bounds.
Catching the flat from Benko.
Stops the clock, but a loss on the play. I think they were trying to set that up for a pass.
I do too. That's what it looked like. And they run that play out of the war.
Loss of 4
but
on
I
play.
didn't see who had gone downfield, but Medfield shifted to cover that play pretty well.
But that's okay. That's what I mean. You got to kind of open up a little, and that's what Coach Kiley's doing here.
So 2nd and 15. Benko's pass is knocked down. Incomplete. That brings up a 3rd down and 15.
Looks like we have a player down.
And we got a timeout on the field, and we're going to take a quick break.
3rd down, 14 to go.
3rd down and 14 for the Panthers. Benko looks downfield, puts it up, wide open, number 3, Mike Nash with the catch, deep into Medfield territory, a first down at the 35.
That was a beautiful pass, and not only was that a long distance down the field, it came across the field about 3/4 of the way too. That's what they needed. They need to get down there, and that's what I was talking about, Tom, about opening this up a little. Coach Kiley needed to do that. Now you're down in a position where you want to run a little bit. That's okay. You can run a little bit. The other thing that's going to do is push those safeties back a little bit and maybe be a little less pressure on you when you go to throw the ball.
So first down and 10 for the Panthers. Handoff to Ibbotson, through the line to the second level, steps out of a tackle, and he's inside the 20.
And what a great job of keeping his balance. He got tackled, and he went down, and he put his right hand down, with the hand without the ball, to get his balance, and he gained another bunch of yards afterwards. Very nicely done. 4 seconds left. That may be the last play of the third quarter, and it looks like it's going to be.
And that will do it. So after 3 quarters here at Comedian Field on homecoming, it's the Medfield Warriors 13 and the Panthers 6, but Holliston is driving. And it's time for This Week in the Tri-Valley League, brought to you by Haba, raising money to support all Panther varsity sports. Get your spirit wear at the concession stand to support Panther Nation today. Holliston Athletic Boosters Association. Well, this week in the Tri-Valley League, Hopkinton hosting Westwood. Norton is at Norwood. Millis is at Bellingham. Ashland at Dedham. And Dover-Sherburne hosting Medway tonight. And there are 7 Panthers alumni playing college football, Jay.
Yep.
We've got Austin Barrett at Ithaca. Nick Athey's at Bentley College, along with Grant Buchanan. Jack Barrett's at Trinity College. Sam Athey at Stonehill College. Mark Mulvaney at Tufts. And Sam Radcliffe is at Hamilton College. And, you know, we've got to talk about Coach Paul Athey with his, he's got his responsibilities here. His son's on the freshman team, and then now he's got a son, Nick, at Bentley, and Sam's at Stonehill. He's getting in a car or a plane every weekend to try to catch a doubleheader if he can. Well,
that's a nice situation to be in.
Football in the family, of course. Max just graduating, Athey just graduating from Tufts University last year.
All right, Tom, here's the situation now. Holliston scores. They got to score, but then Coach Kiley's got Coach Kiley is going to have a decision to make whether he goes for 1 or 2.
Well, one thing at a time. First and 10. Benko keeps it himself. Right side. Out of bounds, stops the clock, close to a first down. And they're going to, let's see where they're going to mark it. Just short. Looks like it's going to be second and 2 for Holliston.
2nd and 2. This is Coach Kiley's dream down, where he can pretty much open up the book and do what he wants, because he's going to have 3 more plays to make that yardage.
No, they're going to give him the first down. It looked to me like he was inside the 10.
So he is inside the 10, and it is a first down.
So first and goal for the Panthers.
Goal to go for the Panthers inside the 10-yard line.
Ball's at the 8. Benko to Ibbotson. Takes a big hit. Short gain. I like Dylan Ibbotson. He's got some tough yards in there, but he can keep his feet. We've seen the way he blocks. He's really good, strong on his feet. So second and goal from the 7. Panther crowd, the Red Sea revving it up a little bit. They like to see Holliston punch it in here. Benko rolls left, looks, open in the end zone. And it's out of the end zone.
Pass is incomplete.
So incomplete on 3rd down.
3rd down.
Yeah, and Ryan is pretty effective for a right-handed thrower. He's pretty effective rolling to the left. He does a nice job there, and just missed on that one. But he can go to his left, and he throws pretty well over there.
So 3rd down and goal from the 7. Twin receivers to both sides. Ibbotson steps up. They move Ibbotson to the other side. Holliston's going to have to call a timeout to talk this one over.
Yeah, this is.
They've got Ryan and Armstrong to the right. Ibbotson steps up to the left of Benko. Benko looks, rolls, fires. Touchdown, Panthers! Mike Nash!
Very nicely done. And now what do? I think you go for 2 right here, Tom, to be honest.
Oh, yes.
I think you go for 2. Get that lead. If you don't get the lead, that's okay. You're going to have to come back and score anyway. Even if you had a tie, you got to come back and score again, one way or the other. So you go for 2 here. If you get it, you put your defense back out there. And the way they've been playing, you know, you might be in a good situation. So Holliston's got to get 2 or 3 yards right here and get that 2-point and get the lead. 13-12, Holliston down by 1. 10 minutes left to go in this ball game in regulation. Taking that timeout really paid off for Holliston, making sure everybody knew what they were supposed to do.
They split Nash wide to the left, Armstrong wide to the right. Quinn is in the slot to the right.
And now looks like Medfield.
And Medfield wants a timeout. 13-12. Nash to the left, Armstrong to the right. Ibbotson steps up. Benko hands it off to Ibbotson, right side. And he does not make it. So Holliston, after putting the spread offense out there, are not able to punch it in.
Yeah, but that's okay, because what you've done now, you're at least in a 1-possession game, and you're in a situation where even if Medfield should score a touchdown and get the extra point, you're still in a 1-possession game, unless of course they go for 2 and make it.
So Ryan Benko with his second touchdown pass of the game, the 8th on the season. A 6-yarder to Mike Nash, his second touchdown of the season. Panthers trail by 1, 13-12. But this game is not over.
No, and you had said it earlier, Tom, in the game that the last time that Medfield scored was like with 4 minutes left in the first quarter. So that Holliston defense has really played well, and they've answered every call after that.
No, Holliston's looking forward to kicking the ball off to Medfield and see if they can get it back with their defense. This kick comes down at the 15-yard line. Taken by Adams. He finds a bit of a seam. Finally, the kicker, Connor Mulvaney, with the tackle, pushes him out of bounds at the 46.
Well, that's something Holliston really didn't want to do in the field possession part of the game, is give them good field possession to start this drive. But again, the defense has really played really well. You got to get up now. And the thing with Medfield now is they really can't play that clock game. It's really too early to play that. In a way, that's good for Holliston, because that means that you're not going to keep the ball away from him. But a way, that kind of opens up the playbook for Medfield, because now the Medfield coaches are saying, we got to come back and do something here. We can't just run the clock.
Well, what Medfield likes to do when the chips are down is throw deep to Steve Williams.
And watch Gonza.
Williams in the slot to the right. Gonser tries to roll right. Hard throw to the middle. Great defensive play by number 1, Cam Lamont.
That play right there is big. File that back. File that back there. That play may come back and be talked about later on in this ball game. Nice
Liam
job.
O'Toole, number 22, was open, and Lamont closed and ripped the ball out. That was a big pro play right there.
Big play for a lot of reasons. Number 1, it stops the clock, so that gives Holliston a little help there. Now you got to come and get him. Now you got to come and get Gonza.
2nd and 10 for the Warriors. Gonza
and here they
pass.
come.
Here's the blitz. Steps up. Takes a hit, spins forward, picks up 4 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 6.
Down to the 49-yard line, just shy of the 50.
Panthers close that pocket quick.
Yep, and this is the first of those big plays that both these teams are going to look at here. If Holliston can hold them on the other side of the 50 here, Medfield will punt.
See what Coach Ornberg has sent in for his team. Williams, 3 receivers to Gonser's right. Dubs it to the left. Here comes the blitz. Gimblett knocks him away. Gonser keeps his feet. How does he get the ball off? And caught for a first down by Jake Dubs. What a play by Gonser.
Great play by Gonser, but I will tell you something. I think that should have been an in the grass call. You know, and if it's not next time, I'd come in and, you know, you kind of stop when he gets grabbed like that. And good play by Gonser, and he got it first down. Really nice job, but boy, that's dangerous to let him keep taking whacks at him.
with the ball. The Panthers swarm over. Will Crowley with the tackle, no gain. 2nd down and 10. Panthers defense is really starting to feel, you know, they're teeing off on the Medfield Warriors right now.
Well, they're coming at him, but the one thing you have to be careful with here, Tom, is you have to make sure that you make your tackles. You know, when you come like that, when you bring guys like that, when you bring pressure like that, there's open spaces, and you've got the guy who gets to the offensive man, has to make the tackle.
2 backs in the backfield with Gonser. Low snap, broken play. Takes it off the left side, though. And he is inside the 20 to the 15-yard line.
Yeah, and thankfully...
And a broken play, though.
Thankfully, he jumped. I'm not sure why he jumped. He was just walking down the field. He was going to go in and score, and he just jumped and came down, and Holliston was able to catch him from behind. That was kind of a weird play. Not sure what that was about.
Mitch Gonser really doing just to be a one-man show right here with those last two plays. Holliston had Medfield on the ropes.
And he is that dual threat. He does have that capability. 7:20 left to go in the ball game here. 13-12. Holliston down by 1. Looks like they're going to call timeout.
Timeout on the field.
And they do. So with 7:09 to go in the game, we'll take a quick break. So 7:09 to go in the game. Medfield 13, Holliston 12. 1st down and 10 from the 14-yard line. Defense has been asked to shoulder the burden this game, and they've got to come up one more time. Full house backfield. Gonser under center. Hand off to Ginta. He drops the ball.
Whoa.
And a huge loss all the way back to the 20-yard line.
The 20-yard line. Loss on the play.
So a loss of 6. Well, that was a big play.
Yeah, you know, when you had that full house backfield, you think that it looks like it's his brother, number 44, that's in there, right? Ginta, the other Ginta. You thought he would be a lead blocker, but to send the runner to the right when the lead blocker is kind of going up the middle to the left, that was an interesting call.
And they're going to go back. Was this the wishbone offense?
2nd down.
2nd down and 16. Pitch to Ginta. Left side, or this is number 25, makes the corner. Touchdown Medfield. So they tried it to the strong side of the field, Jay. The Panthers blew it up. They turn it around. They sent it to the weak side and got enough blockers out in front for the touchdown. And that was Joseph Fashon, the junior.
That's a nice wrinkle they put in there.
Medfield 19, Panthers 12.
I hadn't seen it. I watched quite a bit of their games, and I hadn't seen anything like that all year. So that was probably a wrinkle put in for this game. And it looks like they may be going for 2.
Well, they're up by 7, 19-12. So 1 doesn't do them really any good. This would be the chance to put them up by 9.
Oh, another trick play.
And the direct snap to Ginta is good. So the 2-point conversion works.
Makes the score with
and
6 minutes,
Medfield goes ahead
21-12.
And that obviously makes this a 2-possession game for Holliston with 6:23 left in this ball game. They have to score with some urgency here, and then when the defense is back on the field, they have to use their timeouts.
Well, we've seen Holliston with that quick strike ability. They've had most of their success tonight on the ground, pounding the ball here on homecoming.
And Tom, we could really right here use a run back.
Well, they've got some good hands guys here. We got Billy Nash, number 2, Ben Wolf, number 9, Kevin Quinn, number 6, Ibbotson, number 32, number 5, Jake Armstrong, number 3, Mike Nash. So they've got 6 good hands guys back there. And some good speed guys. Let's see what Holliston can do. Little drop kick. Murphy's trying to get the Panther kick return team. Chip kick goes to Billy Nash, number 2, but he's hit right away.
There's flag on the play.
Yeah, flag on the play.
Holding.
It just happened so fast. See what the call
Flag
is.
thrown at the 30-yard line.
Saw the call, but blocking the back against Holliston.
So that's going to take it from the 33 to the 23. So 6:18 to go in the game. Panthers trail by 9. They need 2 scores. But before you get 2 scores, you got to get 1 score.
That's right.
Back at the 23-yard line.
You really don't have a lot of time to get that 1 score.
6 minutes, 18 seconds remaining on the clock.
Be interesting to see. I'm sure they'll come out in the spread offense here. It'd be interesting to see how the defense plays this. If they play back and they give Holliston some cushion and just don't let them make a big play, or if they come at them aggressively.
Looks like they've got Armstrong double covered to the right. Benko fakes to Armstrong, throws to Nash.
Passes incomplete.
Intended for him on the left side, incomplete.
In the defensive backfield, Tom, what they're doing is they positioning themselves on the snap of the ball. They're taking that first step backwards. So they're not going to be aggressive and come up. You can do some small, underneath stuff, and you might be able to get some yardage out of that, especially in the hands of some of these faster receivers for Holliston.
2nd down and 10. Benko fires, complete to Nash. He turns and reaches forward for the first down. I think he's just a yard short, but it'll be 3rd down and 1.
Yeah, and that's there. That's going to be there now for the rest of the night until Holliston scores again.
Yard, 3rd down and 1.
Under 6 minutes now. There's 5:53 and counting left in this game in regulation.
Handoff to Ibbotson. He's got the first down as he crosses the. Get pushed back there for a second.
On the carry,
crosses the 35 to the 36-yard line.
That's good for a Panther. First down.
They got to get something downfield now, Tom.
1st and 10, Holliston.
Benko looks, fires, but picked off.
Pass is intercepted.
Picked off by number 20, Ben Adams.
Ben Adams sat right there, and he just laid down, and he just said, if the ball's going to go to Armstrong, Jake Armstrong, I'm just going to wait for the ball to be thrown. He did that. What he did right there is the perfect job for a defensive back. That's exactly how you want to play the game.
So that the advantage to the Medfield Warriors right now with 5:25 to go, Jay. They're up by 9. Going to expect they're going to try to keep the ball on the ground.
Absolutely. They're going to run. And now the problem is, you're hoping to score and then use your timeouts, but now you're going to have to use your timeouts here. Try and get the ball back and score, maybe an onside kick or something. But, this is something where this Medfield team is built the way they're built. They're built to run the ball. And this is definitely right in their wheelhouse.
Here's their wishbone offense, and they hand off to Cam Genta on 1st down. He goes nowhere.
Out to the 40-yard line. Gain of 1. 2nd down.
Holliston take a 20-second timeout here.
Timeout, Panthers. 5 minutes, 16 seconds remaining on the clock.
So gain of 1, 2nd down and 9.
A bye week next week, and then they travel to Hopkinton. Postseason starts
So,
after that. The Panthers will
looks
be
like
home
we're just
this
going to
year
play
at
the
Thanksgiving
clock
here at
game here, but
Medfield.
if Medfield's willing to give the Panthers the ball back on a punt, they're not going to take much time off the clock.
Well, they're not, but
they will burn Holliston's timeouts.
Right, that's exactly what they want to do now. They have the clock to their advantage, the field position to their advantage, and the scoreboard to their advantage.
Pitches to Ginta. And Panthers come up and swarm him under.
That's a nice job. They did
Loss
it.
of one.
Yeah, they came in and did a grab. I thought they were almost. I thought the ball was going to get jerked out of his hands, but he didn't. Ginta did a nice job holding on to it. 5:06 left to go in this ball game. 21-12.
We'll take a quick break.
The game has been streamed live for the first time. You can now catch the game live if you can't be here at Comedian Field or on the road.
Medfield looks in for the signal. Interesting. They use those signs. I guess the last one we saw using the signs was Westwood.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, right?
Yeah. Why does your quarterback have to go over and talk to her?
So third down and 10. Pitch to Ginta, right side.
Get him out of bounds. You want to get him out of bounds to stop that clock.
Ginta on the carry.
And he's going to be close to a first down.
Yeah, and that's going to really hurt because let's see what they give him. Fourth down. Now they can go for it on fourth down. There's no sense in punting this ball. You might as well go for it and see if you can get the first down. And I just look for a quarterback keeper right here.
Short of the first down by a yard. It'll bring up fourth down and 1.
You want to make sure, though, to control those ends. In this wishbone, they can option out.
The 32-yard line.
They can option out of this wishbone and get the ball to the outside as they did when they scored the touchdown.
Holliston takes a timeout. We'll take a quick break. All right, so fourth down and 1. Medfield's going to go for it.
And 1 yard to go for Medfield.
Gonser goes forward on the quarterback sneak, and it looks like he's got enough to make it.
That's a first down for Medfield.
And now Holliston's used 4 timeouts. I think they only have 1 left.
Now remember, there's no 2-minute warning either in high school football, so that's the only time they can stop the clock.
First down, 10 to go.
And now he'll read what Gonzo will do is he'll read that referee back deep in the Holliston backfield.
Hand off to the fullback. Quick hitter for a couple of yards.
Carry down to the 25-yard line.
Holliston's going to use their last timeout. And we'll take a quick break. Gonser rolls out, takes it himself, cuts it up. He's got a first down and is inside the 10-yard line. The Panthers unable to hold and unable to stop the clock.
Well, it really came down to tonight, Tom, the turnovers. And Holliston just had too many turnovers for their offense to be able to come back and score. I mean, I give Medfield a lot of credit. The Medfield defense holding that Holliston offense to just 2 touchdowns. But several times there, it really Holliston just gave up the ball, and you just can't do that against a team like Medfield or the Hopkintons or these top Division 5 teams.
Cam Ginta on the carry.
So on first down and goal, short gain, handoff to Cam Ginta.
Correction, 6-yard line.
But we're down to 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Clock just rolling.
Second down.
Gonser, handoff to Cam Ginta again.
Oh, nice job by the defense. Nice job by the defense.
Cam Ginta on
Held him up for the stop. No gain. Third down and goal.
There'll be about a minute and a half left, maybe, when they make the snap. But as I said, you just couldn't do it. Just couldn't do it. You can't give the ball up. You get those possessions they're so precious in a game like this that you just can't turn the ball over, and Holliston did it way too often, way more than we've seen them do in a long time.
Yeah, I know we talk about the turnover battle. That's a stat on the sheet. There's also the breaks battle, you know? It's like when things go your way, the ball bounces your way, and just too many times it went the other way against the Panthers tonight. You know, just mistimed, well, either a mistimed turnover or penalty, or just, you know, allowing the big play when they shut them down the rest of the time. You know, you take those two huge plays that Medfield has out of their stats once Los gives them to you. You know, Holliston did a decent job on defense tonight.
They really did, and they really
against a high-powered team.
And they had their backs against the wall right from the beginning of this ball game when they were two quick scores by Medfield, and Holliston had to respond. And again, I give that defense a lot of credit too.
1 minute.
Timeout Medfield with 1:02 to go.
So Tom,
and
tonight
it's going to be 4th down and goal.
Tonight we did our first streaming video live. It's a great job. I want to thank everybody who was involved in this. Down in the truck is Don Cronin and Bruce Guilfoyle. And out on the field is Christian Boudet and Steve Hedrick. And, of course, up top with a big camera is Lisa Hedrick, the lovely Lisa. And, of course, we had the voice, Andy Porter, who's always here for Holliston and did a good job. And Los with his stats. We got one more shot here for
showing off to Panther Nation live here across the whole country and world. And Medfield with the big push.
Touchdown, Medfield.
Scores a touchdown with 55 seconds to go.
I think that's one of those touchdowns that, you know, wow, Holliston keeps beating us and beating us and beating us. For once we get our shot, and we want to come in and score as much as we can.
Well, you know, I had a preseason quote from Coach Ormberg. Well, they're going to go for the extra point attempt here. Kick is up. And good. So with 55 seconds left in the game, the Panthers are down 28-12. But Coach Ormberg had this to say in the preseason. He said, the Tri-Valley League has gone through Holliston and Westwood in the last few years, and that's where we are starting at. We understand the level of football they have established in the last few years. If we want to compete for the league title that runs through 109 and Route 16 in Holliston, I feel very confident in our guys. You know, they had an overtime game with undefeated Medfield, Hopkinton team last week. You know, they took it to the Panthers here on their home committee and field on homecoming night. You know, tip of the hat to the Medfield Warriors on a great effort that they put forth.
And the other thing is, you know, Holliston has a bye next week. Then they'll come out and they'll play Hopkinton. If they beat Hopkinton, there's 3 teams there with number 1. It's going to with 1 loss, and it's going to come down to the tie. So Holliston is by no means out of this yet. And, of course,
the Tri-Valley League title, you mean?
Well, the Tri-Valley League title. But they also are not out of the playoff picture either.
Right. Well, Holliston's going to be licking their wounds a little bit after this one and got to figure out. They got 2 weeks to put Humpty back together again. Short kick goes to Wolf. Ben Wolf gets it forward across the 35 to the 37.
Not across the 35-yard line. Panthers will take over 1st and 10. 47 seconds.
See how Holliston plays this.
Just 47 seconds to go. Well, I think you're going to see Coach Kiley at least try to connect on a couple of long plays. It's a little academic at this point.
Well, you want to end on a high note, and if you can,
Panthers,
you know,
try to put something together.
We'll see how they do it.
Play to the last whistle. Benko to pass. And it's intercepted by O'Toole. He's pushed out of bounds at the 35-yard line. And 25-yard line, and that's going to do it, Jay.
Yeah, that'll end it for Holliston.
Medfield just sitting back there on that one.
Well, they did a good job, and you got to give that team a lot of credit. They came from a really pretty crushing loss last week to Hopkinton. They're a good ball club. I tell you, they're a good ball club, and they've beat who they've had to beat. And, you know, now they had, I think, is it just Westwood they have left to play? Or?
Right, Medfield they'll play Westwood next.
Medfield.
Boy, I have that here. Westwood is at Medfield next week. Hopkinton is at Norton. Holliston has the bye week.
Boy, isn't that something? Now Holliston's got to root for Westwood. You know, if Westwood wins that game and Holliston beats Hopkinton,
First down.
That's
Holliston's
right.
in.
There you go.
Quarterback takes a knee.
They take a knee, and that'll do it. I don't think they need to run another one, right?
No, they're not going to run another play.
So the Panthers let Medfield into the end zone a couple of times early. Got it pulled within one score at the half,
Second
and
down.
then tied it. Came
13.
close to tying it up with the Benko to Nash touchdown with 10 minutes to go in the game, but unable to keep Medfield out of the end zone two more times. And this one's going to go into the books
And that will run out
as
the
a Medfield
clock. Final
28-12 win over the
Medfield
Panthers
28, Panthers 12. On behalf of Coach Kyle,
on homecoming night. So a sad homecoming.
Thank you for coming out tonight and cheering
But
on
Panther
these
football
great
is far
athletes.
from over. Panthers
thank
still with a
Medfield for
shot
coming
at
out
the
this
Tri-Valley League crowd as
We
they
welcome
crown
you
is
once
in
again
2
to
weeks they will
homecoming.
face
Students, boys and
Hopkinton
girls, have a
up
safe
in
night.
Hillerville.
Everybody drive safely. Have a great
And then
long
comes the
weekend.
playoffs, which
We'll see you
Holliston,
back here for the next home
even
game.
though they dropped to 3-2 with a chance with a win over Hopkinton, would move to 4-2 and secure a spot in the playoffs in Division 5 South. So a great job here by the HCAT crew. So nice to be connecting with all of our friends. Lots of likes coming across the field. And now Los is ready with the final lowdown.
Thanks, Tom. The final score from Comedian Field. Medfield Warriors coming away with a win, 28-12 over the Holliston Panthers. Stats kind of don't really paint the whole picture in this one, but you know, the one that really sticks out is the turnovers. Holliston with 5 big turnovers in this game. That kind of really sealed their fate. 3 fumbles lost as well as 2 interceptions. Total yards for the Panthers, 238. That's 68 yards passing and 170 yards rushing. For Medfield, they had 323 yards of total offense. That's 88 yards passing and a whopping 235 yards of rushing. They only had 1 turnover in this contest. Third down conversions, we talked about at the beginning of the game, still an issue for this Panthers team. They were only able to convert on 5 of 13 third down opportunities. Medfield wasn't very much better. They were worse, actually, 4 of 13 on third down. Individual contributors for the Panthers. Quarterback Ryan Benko, 7 of 19 for 68 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. Leading rusher for the Panthers was Jake Armstrong. He had 57 yards on 5 carries. Dylan Ibbotson with another 55 yards on 8 carries. The leading receiver for the Panthers was Michael Nash. He had 65 yards on 4 catches, including a touchdown reception from Ryan Benko. Dylan Ibbotson also was able to score a touchdown on a running back screen from Benko to go along with his 7 yards. For the visiting Medfield Warriors, quarterback Mitchell Gonser was 3 of 15 for 88 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. But the player of the game was definitely Mason Ginta, 131 yards on 20 carries, including 2 big touchdowns in this game. Cameron Ginta, 6 yards and a touchdown. And then the leading receiver for the Warriors was Steven Williams. He had 76 yards on 2 catches. Defensively for the Panthers, Mitchell Gimblett and Alex Kelly led all tacklers with 6 apiece. Sean Keast and Will Crowley checking in with 4 tackles. A couple of big pass breakups from Michael Nash in this game, and a big fumble recovery from him as well. For more stats and information on the Holliston Panthers, you can follow us on Twitter at HCatFootball, and that's the lowdown.
Thank you, Los. It was fun broadcasting this game to Panther Nation coast to coast. Tell all your friends to watch for HCAT football on Facebook Live. We're not sure when the next home game is going to be. It'll be after the October 13th. Look for your schedule, and HCAT will bring you all the action right to your home. So for the whole HCAT crew, I'm Tom Emmons saying goodnight from Comedian Field. Your final score, Medfield 28, Panthers 12. Good night, everybody.